Hi guys, how you doing? Papa K here. We're going to have a look at this, the Geek Vape Griffin. Yes. I received this from Cei Vape in UK. Now I won't tell you what I paid for it, but I believe they're going to be around about the £30 mark for this, the Griffin, which will be available very soon from Cei Vape in UK. Apparently, this is the first RTA with the biggest deck and Flapton Coil compatibility. We'll see. Yeah, top filling, juice flow control, easy to build. Let's have a look. Gosh, the sleeve's very tight sleeve. There we go. And there is the Griffin. And we get, first thing we can see, we get a spare glass tank with it. And there is the Griffin. It's about 70mm in height, including the drip tip, so 70mm in height. That's a huge 10mm bore drip tip. That's a huge drip tip, but it narrows down to about 6mm there. I'll show you this all in the close-up. And there's our large velocity style deck. Let's get a Flapton building this. Oh yeah. Down to the close-up, guys. Show you. Bye. Okay then, let's have a close-up look at this Griffin from Geek Vape. Geek Vape! Griffin features a 2-post velocity style deck, so it's 16.1mm in diameter with 2mm post holes, top filling and juice flow control, and you've got a drip tip, plus you've got a 510 adapter as well in the box. Let's see. Right. And here we have the Griffin. Right, we've got a spare quartz glass tank, very handy. What else in the box? There we go. Take that out. In the bottom we've got all these spares. Lots and lots of O-rings. Got an Allen key, spare screws, and I think that's the drip tip adapter. This thing here. Let's see if we take it out. And here we go, this is our 510 adapter, apparently. Let's see what it fits in. Because this is very tight. You've got a double O-ring on the drip tip. So this is a massive wide bore, almost 10mm in diameter. Huge wide bore drip tip. And we've got this one here. My concerns with this is, if I put this in, how am I going to get it out? Pushes in like so. It's nice and flush. So that's the 510 adapter in. It's flush with the top of the tank. Let's get a drip tip. Yep, takes a standard 510 drip tip. Now, how do you get it out? This should be good. How are we going to get that out? Right, if in doubt, use a coil jig. Alright, I've got no idea how you get that out. Take the top cap off. Okay, I've taken the top cap off because it's a top filling tank. You can see there you've got access to the drip tip adapter. Yeah, comes out like so. There we go. So you've got to take the top cap off to take this adapter off. Put the standard one back on, pop this back in the bag so I don't lose it. Right, let's take this tank apart then. And threads are a bit, you see the threads aren't 100% clean. There's no smell of machine oil. It does smell clean. Yeah, the threads are not great down below the bottom. They're a bit sticky. Now you've got your juice flow control here. So you shut it off. Open it up. Closed. Open. Closed. And open. Your AFC, your airflow control, is 2 millimeters across by 15 millimeters, 1.5 centimeters. Yeah, 1.5 centimeters in length. You've got two large cyclone airflows. This is your velocity style deck. Again, it's got one of these rings. I don't think you can actually take that apart. It's a very large deck, I'll admit. On the bottom we have designed and manufactured by Geek Vape, 1945. And we've got a gold plated 510 pin here, which is adjustable. So it will fit in your hybrid devices. Right, let's try and take the tank apart. I've got my vape grips, propagate. One up here. Oh, come on, it is tight. That's a very tight fitting. There we go, come on. Yeah. Wow, that's a massive central section for your deck. .6mm diameter airflow. Sorry, not airflow hole. Sort of vaping hole, chimney. Vaping hole. Oh, why did I say vaping hole? That sounded wrong. I must admit, I'm a bit disappointed. The threads aren't as smooth as I would expect from a Geek Vape device. Oh no, they're very noisy, very noisy. Yeah, that's a squeaky threads. You got your Griffin laser etched into the chimney deck section. Yeah, these threads are really, look at that, they're not clean at all. This is going to need a really, really good clean before I put a coil anywhere near it. There we go, that is the Geek Vape Griffin close-up. As I said, available from Cei Vape. I've got no idea what the price is going to be at the moment. I think it's going to be around about the £30 mark for the Griffin. Right, I'm going to get this cleaned up and then put a build in it. Back in the mo. Okay then, I have scrubbed the Griffin from top to bottom and given it a good clean. Threads are much smoother now, much smoother. No issues at all with coming apart. A lot cleaner. Much easier to unscrew to adjust that juice flow control. Much easier. There we go then. Right, time for a build. Right, I've now got the Griffin deck onto the 521 tab. Just going to show you these post holes. These are 2mm in diameter, very large post holes. So yes, let's get a coil in here. What we're going to do is I'm going to use some of this stuff, and this is Flapton from FlatwireUK. I'm going to put a dual build. Try and get close up on the Flapton wire. Come on. There we go. It's a flat piece of 24 gauge wrapped with 32 gauge Canthal. It's almost like a fused Clapton, but it's not. It's flat. Flapton wire. I love this stuff. It's really nice for flavour and for vapour production. I'm going to put it in the Griffin. Well, try. Okie dokie. I've got a 3.5mm bit here. And we're just going to pop this in. Do 6 wraps, 5 wraps. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. There we go. Let's pop this out. Just straighten the legs out. Let's trim that off if I can find my clippers. That's one coil. And we're now going to repeat that process. Get my hand out of the way. Okay, so we've got two Flapton coils here, 6 wrap. Where's that Griffin? Ah, there it is. Right. Let's pop this into the deck. Nice and tight. There we go. Just trim the legs off. Just trim one and come on, two. There we go. Two. Right, next coil. Let's pop this in. Like so. My Allen key's rounding off, I think. Nothing. Get in the hole. There we go. Nice and tight. Right, the other side. Space those coils nicely. Lift it up, position it. Get it central. Trying to get as even as possible. Get these coils nice and even. We're now sitting at 4 ohms resistance. Right, we've finished the build on the Griffin deck. One thing I have noticed though is that these screws here, these Allen screws, the heads are tending to round off, which I'm a bit disappointed with. So be really careful when you're putting the Allen screws in, because I've had 2 screws round off from me so far, which is not good. Really not good. So yeah, anyway. I'm a bit concerned with the size of this build. I mean, it is a 3.5mm jig I used. It's coming out at 0.36. So what I want to do now is I want to put the top cap on, or put the rest of the tank on, and make sure it's not earthing on the side. It screws on fine. Check the resistance. The resistance is still the same, 0.36. No issues, good. So, oops. It's now time to wick it up. Now it should be good for a laugh. Okay, then we're going to go for the Scottish roll wicking. I've got no idea how to wick this at all because the coils are huge, but I'm just going to put it in, fluff it up and hope for the best. Very similar to the, there we go, that's nice resistance, lovely. Trim this off. And trim it off here as well. I'm going to go for a more sort of RDA style wicking. And we'll give it a try anyway. I haven't watched any videos or reviews on the Griffin as yet, so this is just going to be a bit of trial and error. Let's see how it goes. I need more cotton. I do love the Flapton wire, it's so easy to work with, and the flavour and the vapour production from the Flapton wire is just brilliant. I tend to find if you're using fused Clapton, it can, well, fall apart. Trim this to the posts. Now if you're doing complex builds, fused Clapton can tend to pull apart or twist. At least with a Flapton wire, it's just one continuous flat piece of 24 gauge. This is much easier to work with, in my opinion. I'm just going to trim this best I can to the posts. This could be Dry Hit City or it could be Pleasant Vapes. Who knows? Get some juice on this. I'm going to use some Pentrek Revolution, again, from Wicked Wizard, because this stuff is lush. Wick nice and wet. Wet your wick. Petric Revolution. It sort of tastes a bit like Skittles or Swedish Fish. Sort of a candy flavoured vape, but it's not over strong. I don't like a lot of Skittles, sort of sweeties, candy style e-juices, but this Petric Revolution is very tasty. Right, let's just get this wick. I'm going to push the wick underneath, like so, and on this side, like so. There we go. Right, top cap, top of the tank. Where is it? Here it is. Please go on. Yeah, you go on. Cool. Sorted. Make sure those juice holes are wide open. They are. Time to fill it up. There we go. Top that back on. Come on. A little bit of leak in there, but that's because I didn't turn the juice flow off, did I? There we go. Silly Billy. I should have turned the juice flow off before I filled it up. I'll learn in future. But then again, I did put a lot of e-juice onto that wick to try and get it in place. Yeah, stop leaking now, that's fine. There we go. The Griffin from Geek Vape, available from Cei Vape and Nuki. Back up for a vape and tell you what I think, guys, okay? See you soon. Alright then, guys, so that was the build on the Griffin RTA from Geek Vape, which I purchased from Cei Vape. Now, the reason that I wanted the Griffin was because of the large deck size, so that I could put a decent sort of Clapton, Flapton build in it, so I could stick it on this. This is a Noisy Cricket from Wismec, which is a series box mod, and you've got to be extremely careful when you're building your coils for a series box mod, because in theory this can pump out 8.4 volts, this little thing. So yes, that's why I've got this Flapton build in the Griffin. Was it easy to build on? Yeah, it was. It's a big deck, it's good. Bit disappointed with the what do you call it, the screws, the Allen screws, the head starting to round off. I mean, that was the first time I'd ever done a build in it, and the heads were starting to go, and I hadn't put them in very tight. So I'll be changing those sort of Allen grub screws out for decent ones. The tank overall, well, it was, the threads were filthy when I first got it. It needed a good deep clean. but once I deep cleaned it, the threads were fine. That huge build, that Flapton, and that was a 6 wrap, 3.5mm diameter post. So yeah, it's a very large build that's in this. So how does it vape? Astounding, absolutely astounding. On the Noisy Cricket, because it's a nice sort of smallish tank, fits on the Noisy Cricket really nicely, matches up with the black Delrin drip tip and the black Delrin of the switch. No issues over wicking. You saw how I wicked it in the video. Personally, I was a bit concerned that the juice wouldn't get to the cotton, but no, the juice appears to be getting to the wick no problem at all. I mean, they're freshly charged batteries, so this is 8.4 volts. Gosh. Yeah, so actually it's now sort of, the coils have settled down at 0.4 ohm resistance, and I'm roughly getting about 8 volts at these batteries at the moment in this series configuration. That's working out at 160 watts. 160 watts of power going to this device. No burnt hits, smooth, really, really smooth, flavoursome, great vapour. The Griffin Geek Vape, big thumbs up. As I said, the only downside was the filthy threads and those 2 grub screws with the heads rounded off. That was the only 2 cons that I had. Apart from that, everything else is a positive. Yeah, it's a big, massive thumbs up. I don't know how much Cei Vape are going to be selling this for. It's going to be around about £30, I believe, I think. But if you go onto their website, I'm sure they'll have the Griffin up shortly. But yes, I am very impressed with this series compatible rebuildable tank atomizer. If you want to do a proper big ass Clapton build, this is the tank for you, especially on the Noisy Cricket. Brilliant. Anyway guys, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. Speak to you all soon. Thanks. Bye.